In the chilling embrace of a Halloween night, an ominous fog rolled into the quaint town of Hollowbrook, swaddling its cobblestone streets in a veil of mystery. An uneasy hush swept across the townsfolk, as if an unseen terror was lurking in the shadows, biding its time. Nestled in Hollowbrook's heart was an ancient house, a spectral presence that had been forsaken for decades. Legend whispered of its haunting, a curse born from a sorrowful past. The Hollowbrook House was its name, a moniker that rang through the town, a chilling lullaby of dread and warning. A band of daring teenagers, led by a girl named Sarah, challenged each other to spend the night within the infamous Hollowbrook House. Ignoring the macabre fairy tales, they breached the threshold of the house, armed with nothing more than flashlights and quivering courage. As the witching hour drew near, the air turned icy, and the house echoed with an orchestra of uncanny sounds. The group dispersed, each venturing into different corners of the house, seeking the secrets it held. Sarah, driven by an impulsive curiosity, found herself descending into the dimly lit basement. In the murky depth, Sarah discovered an antique tome filled with arcane symbols and incantations. She had unknowingly stirred a malevolent spirit that had been shackled within the house for centuries. The spirit, once a formidable sorcerer named Damien, had bartered with the shadowy realms. Consumed by his insatiable desire for power, he had spilled innocent blood in exchange for immortality. But every act has its consequence, and he found himself doomed to eternally haunt the Hollowbrook House. As midnight chimed, the house stirred, awaking with supernatural energy. The walls moaned, the floorboards shrieked, and the shadows pirouetted menacingly. Sarah, oblivious to the peril she had triggered, found herself standing before the wrathful spirit of Damien. Frozen with terror, Sarah attempted to escape, but the house seemed to ensnare her within its malicious grasp. Damien's vile powers grew stronger, and he conjured spectral apparitions to torment the trapped teenagers, feasting on their fear and despair. Simultaneously, the townsfolk, sensing the unsettling disturbance, convened outside the house. They bore witness to the transformation of the once serene Hollowbrook House into a nightmarish stage set for a battle between life and death. Just when despair seemed to have the upper hand, a figure stepped out from the shadows, an enigmatic stranger, garbed in a suit of armor, his eyes blazing with a luminescent resolve. It was the Iron Knight, a legend celebrated for his unyielding resolve and indomitable spirit. Armed with futuristic technology and an unbreakable will, the Iron Knight confronted the evil spirit of Damien. A fierce duel ensued, as the Iron Knight employed his superior strength and intellect against the dark sorcerer. As the clash of these titans reverberated through the haunted house, the townsfolk watched, caught between awe and terror. The result of this supernatural showdown would seal the fate of Hollowbrook. In a climactic act of self-sacrifice, the Iron Knight released a mighty blast, banishing Damien's spirit back into the abyss from whence it came. The house shuddered, then fell silent. Peace was finally restored to Hollowbrook. The tale of Hollowbrook House lived on, a stark reminder of the grim toll taken by meddling in the dark arts. The Iron Knight became an emblem of hope, forever etched into the hearts of Hollowbrook as their savior. And so, every Halloween night, the townsfolk gathered to recite the tragic tale of Hollowbrook House, reminding each other of the lurking shadows and the heroes who rise to meet them.